Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. According to The Athletic, Manchester United have begun negotiations to sign Kieran Trippier from Atletico Madrid. The player himself has thought to have begun house hunting. The Manchester Evening News recently said that Man United revive interest in Kieran Trippier because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is unhappy with Wan-Bissaka's attacking output. We was interested in Kieran Trippier in January, but we cooled our interest because Kieran Trippier got banned by FIFA for 8 weeks for breaching betting rules. He will cost us under £20 million. Atletico Madrid paid £20 million for Trippier from Tottenham in 2019. His current contract with Atletico Madrid expires next year. He won the La Liga with Atletico Madrid last season. He is 30 years of age. He was part of the Tottenham squad when Tottenham got to the Champions League final in 2019. Before, he had 2 loan spells at Barnsley. He was at Burnley. At one point he was on loan with Burnley, then Burnley got him permanently. And he began his career at Man City. He risen up their youth academy, but he actually never made an appearance in Man City's first team. So we're looking for someone to provide competition for Wan-Bissaka. Now, Rafael Varane wants to come to Manchester United. According to the Spanish outlet ABC, Rafael Varane appears to favour making a move to Man United. Fabrizio Romano said that Varane is refusing a new deal at Real Madrid. Man United have offered Rafael Varane a 5-year contract and a higher wage than the one he's on at Real Madrid at the moment. It recently said that Rafael Varane could be available for as little as €40 million, which is a bargain. Says we may have been handed a boost in our pursuit of Rafael Varane, with Carlo Ancelotti returning to Real Madrid. Man United and PSG have both made offers for Varane because it's impossible for Real Madrid to meet his demands. He said not so long ago that Man United and Chelsea are prepared to double his wages. Real Madrid have decided to sell. Rafael Varane is definitely leaving Real Madrid. Now, Rafael Varane recently spoke out on his future. He said it's unlikely his future will be resolved for the summer's European Championships. Man United have already held talks with Rafael Varane's representatives. Real Madrid initially was demanding £60 million. Not so long ago they rejected a £40 million bid. Last season, Varane said he's keen on a move to the Premier League. At one point, Chelsea were the favourites to sign him. Liverpool not so long ago held exploratory talks. We went in for Rafael Varane 10 years ago under Alex Ferguson, and we was prepared to sanction a £100 million move for him back in 2018. But he'd be a great signing for Manchester United. The reasons is because he's regarded as one of the best centre-halves in the world. He's highly experienced. He would exceed expectations in the Premier League. He'd complement Harry Maguire very well in our back line. And he's got a good pedigree as a player. He's won 18 major honours at Real Madrid. So they are the reasons. He's been a long servant at Real Madrid. He's endured 10 years with them. He's made over 300 appearances in all competitions. Real Madrid paid just €10 million for him from Lens back in 2011. Man United still want a centre-half despite Eric Bailly signing a new contract towards the end of last season. Now, Manchester United want a deal done for Jadon Sancho before the start of Euro 2021. According to The Athletic, Man United have begun negotiations with Borussia Dortmund regarding Jadon Sancho. We are increasingly confident that we can finally sign Sancho. We are prepared to pay £80 million. Fabrizio Romano came out yesterday and said that Man United are interested in Sancho. He revealed how much Borussia Dortmund want for Jadon Sancho. He will cost around £77.4 million to £81.7 million. We've been handed a boost in our pursuit of Jadon Sancho because Borussia Dortmund are ready to sell early in the summer transfer window. We've already agreed the personal terms with Sancho. And we prefer Sancho over Harry Kane. A couple of days ago it said that Man United were ready to launch an £85 million bid after a secret transfer meeting. Jadon Sancho has Man United transfer hopes as Borussia Dortmund are looking for replacements. Bundesliga journalist Konstantin Enke said that Man United have reached an agreement in principle with Sancho, but no bid has been put in yet. But Sancho said he wants his future resolved before the start of the Euros. Sky Sports said not so long ago that Man United is the most realistic destination for Sancho, and Man United remain in talks with Jadon Sancho's representatives. Borussia Dortmund did confirm earlier on this year that they've got a gentleman's agreement with Sancho that will allow him to depart Dortmund this summer. And the Manchester Evening News said he was pushing for a transfer out of Dortmund. Last summer, Jadon Sancho was our number one priority target. Sancho to Man United last summer was extremely close. You know, the personal terms had been agreed, the agent fees had been agreed, and the contract and that had been agreed. But the reason we didn't get him is because we was reluctant to meet Borussia Dortmund's £108 million valuation. We was only willing to pay so much up front. Dortmund said last year that we had until the 10th of August to sign the player. We missed out on that deadline, so Sancho remained at Dortmund. Sancho has endured 4 years at Dortmund. Dortmund paid just £7 million for him from Man City, so they got him for next to nothing. You know, Dortmund are going to make a huge profit on the player. And he's got a contract with Dortmund until 2023. But yeah, he'll be a great signing for Man United, will Sancho. You know, he'll assure us goals. He'll create good chances for us. He'll fit in the team perfectly. He's predominantly a right winger. He'll exceed expectations in the Premier League. And he's got a very good friendship with Rashford. They do talk to each other a lot. Solskjaer obviously wants Declan Rice from West Ham. Do you think Man United could sign him this summer? There's also been narratives coming out regarding Jules Koundé from Sevilla. But I'm looking forward to the summer transfer window. You know, I'm expecting Manchester United to be very active. I think teams around us as well, they'll be active in the summer transfer window. The summer transfer window opens on the 9th of June. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is aware of how big the summer transfer window is going to be for himself and Manchester United in general. Summer transfer window is going to be his 5th transfer window as permanent Man United manager. And it's very imperative that Solskjaer gets the players he wants to recommend in. As you all know, Solskjaer has been given a 150 million transfer budget to buy around 4 or 5 new players. Solskjaer said he wants around 4 new signings in order for Man United to challenge for the Premier League title next season. And Solskjaer is going to be given a new 3-year contract, because our board have said they'll back him with this new 3-year contract and summer signings despite the Europa League final loss. I think it's definitely the wrong decision giving him this new 3-year deal. I think a lot of United fans will agree with me on that aspect, because he won't see out this new 3-year deal, I can assure that. Solskjaer has just under a year left on his current 3-year contract he signed when he got the job permanently back in March 2019. So what I'd do is I'd wait until he see out his current contract, see how things have gone, and then decide or not whether to give him this new 3-year deal. But Solskjaer should get the backing he deserves, reflecting on what the board have recently said. Plus, the Glazers have got Sancho to Man United by the looks of things. And plus, we've got John Murtaugh, he's our director of football. We've got Darren Fletcher, he's our technical director. And we've also got Matt Judge. Players are going to leave Man United in the summer transfer window. So in that aspect, we'll generate money. And it'll help us with our rebuilding process. I think De Gea needs to leave. I think Romero needs to go. I think Lee Grant needs to go. Jones needs to go. We need to loan Brandon Williams out. We need to get rid of Delors permanently. Andres Pereira permanently. We need to offload Matic. We need to offload Van der Beek. It's already said that Van der Beek is set for showdown talks with Solskjaer over his future. I think we need to offload Juan Mata and we need to offload Anthony Martial. He recently said though Solskjaer made a decision on Martial's future. He's told the Glazers he wants Martial to stay for next season because he believes he's got a big role to play for next season. Next season, he's going to be massive for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I think he is aware of that. Next season, Solskjaer needs to win a trophy, in my opinion, if he is to remain Manchester United manager. Solskjaer's not yet won a trophy as Man United manager. We haven't won a trophy since 2017, which is 4 years, and that's nowhere near good enough to our standards. Solskjaer is lucky to be still Manchester United manager, because not so long ago we lost the Europa League final to Villarreal. The performance against Villarreal was poor. Not all of the blame stemmed from Solskjaer in that Europa League final loss. Some of the blame stemmed from him. I think there were certain players as well that had to take responsibility. But like I've already gone through with you, the mistakes Ole made in that final was his substitutions. They were wrong. He brought the substitutions on too late. His first sub came on in the 100th minute. He should have taken Rashford off when he sustained that knock, and he should have replaced De Gea with Dean Henderson for the penalties. Solskjaer was honest though. He said last season wasn't a successful season for Man United. And reflecting on that Europa League final loss, there has been some Man United fans demanding Ole out. But there was a lot of United fans demanding him out prior to that final. But I presume there's still a lot of United fans that are Ole in, and they believe that he needs more time at the club. He does deserve next season. If he doesn't succeed next season, then I would get rid of him. He's endured 2 full seasons now as Solskjaer at Man United. And he's been in charge of the club for almost 30 months. That's over 2 years. If we do eventually decide to sack Solskjaer, who's going to come in to replace him? I think we need to get someone in with a proven pedigree and someone with a big club arrogance. But, there's a lot of positives regarding Solskjaer. He has made good signings as Manchester United manager. So far, he's spent almost £300 million. He's got rid of a lot of the deadwood since he's come in. He did well in his first full season. He did well in a lot of aspects last season, which was his second full season. I like the way he has promoted the youth. But I've also got my concerns about Ole as well. I can assure he isn't the long-term manager for Man United. We did appoint Ole in December 2018 to replace Mourinho, and he's been permanent Man United manager since March 2019. We gave him the job permanently in March 2019, reflecting how well he did as the interim manager. There is good players at Manchester United, and there's players that have really, really improved. Edison Cavani, he's been sensational since he came in. And I'm glad that Cavani is staying for next season. Fabrizio Romano said towards the end of last season that Cavani signed a 1-year deal. And a lot of Cavani's games, his hold-up play's been good. He's scored good goals, he's created good chances, his movement in and around the box has been good. He scored a cracking goal against Fulham towards the end of last season. He was 40 yards out. Scored a good diving header in the 3-1 win against Tottenham away from home. And there's other good goals as well that he's scored. Mason Greenwood, he's been an absolute revelation since he broke into our senior squad. Despite him going a long period without scoring a goal. Greenwood made his senior debut in 2019 and he's been a United player since the age of 7, so he's been part of the club for a long time, and last season Greenwood signed a 4-year contract with Man United. Ollie was defending Greenwood a lot last season. Sometimes we play him centrally, sometimes we play him out on the right. But whether we play him centrally or whether we play him on the right, most of the time we seem to get the best out of him. I kind of sure he's got a long-term future at the club. You know, still very young, got a lot of development in him. The problem is, if we was to bring a striker in and a right winger in, where's Mason Greenwood going to go? In that aspect, that's the dilemma. You know, we might not get a striker in this summer. Bruno Fernandes, he's been very, very good in a lot of his games since he came to Manchester United. You know, he's made a difference in the team. Most of his games have been consistent, but there's been a few games where he's looked off the pace. But let's be honest, we have overplayed him. Not so long ago, he won Player of the Year, and he's won Player of the Month quite a few times, reflecting on his good performances. Fernandes has been at Manchester United now over a year. He's our best player and he's one of the best signings we've made since Ferguson retired. Towards the end of last season, it said that Fernandes is set to sign a new contract worth £200,000 a week. So, reflecting on that, we're willing to increase his wages, double his wages that is, because at the moment he's on £100,000 a week. Fernandes admitted that he's been happy with the progress of Solskjaer's team. Fernandes' current contract expires in 2025. There's also an option of a further 12 months. We initially paid £47 million for him, but the overall cost with add-ons is just over £67 million. And he predominantly plays as a number 10. Marcus Rashford, in general, is a good player, but he's endured his bad periods, and I thought it was very poor towards the end of last season. There's some fans that don't rate Marcus Rashford. I just think we need to keep Marcus Rashford out on that left-hand side because that's where he's more effective. I don't like him on the right-hand side. We've played him there a few times, and I don't like him up top. Rashford has become injury prone at Man United as well. You know, he's sustained quite a few injuries. Paul Pogba, I've got to say he's improved. We've been getting the best out of him in recent months. Paul Pogba does bring creativity to the team. A lot last season, we put him in an advanced role. He's more effective in an advanced role than he is in a deeper role. I hope Paul Pogba stays potentially past the summer. But Man United could lose Paul Pogba this summer if Cristiano Ronaldo leaves Juventus. Because it's said that Juventus are interested in bringing Paul Pogba back, but they'll have to sell Cristiano Ronaldo to afford Pogba. Because the price tag for Pogba is £90 million. It said not so long ago that Pogba could leave for just £55 million. The Express actually said that Paul Pogba intends to stay at Man United beyond this season. Matthias Pogba, Paul Pogba's brother, said he wants Paul Pogba to join Barcelona. Last season, Solskjaer said he wants Pogba to stay and sign a new contract. He said last season we was willing to offer Paul Pogba a new £400,000 a week deal, but it said he was demanding £500,000 a week. He said we'll sell Pogba if he doesn't sign a new contract. His current contract expires next year because last season we triggered that 1-year extension on his contract. He hadn't only been linked to a return to Juventus, so he's been relentlessly linked to a move to Real Madrid. Barcelona have been in for him, PSG have been in for him, and a while ago Inter Milan were in for him. Pogba has endured 5 seasons at Man United since he rejoined. He's our most expensive signing at the moment because we paid £89 million for him. And he's sustained a few injuries at Man United. At one point he was out with a thigh injury, and he sustained a few ankle injuries. And Mini Oriola has obviously been desperate to get his client out of the football club. Scott McTominay, he's a decent player. I think he's improved. His best game last season by far was the game against Leeds when we won 6-2 because he made the difference in that team. He scored 2 goals. But McTominay's not on that level where I want him to be at as yet. He's still young. He's got a lot of development in him. He needs more time. Just after the first lockdown last year, he signed a 5-year deal with Man United. Luke Shaw, he's improved. He was our best player last season. In a lot of Luke Shaw's games, he showed very good attacking intent, got into very good positions, put good crosses into the box, created good chances for his teammates, provided very good width, and defensively was superb. Luke Shaw's had a good career at Man United despite his injuries. He's been at the club 7 years now. Towards the end of last season though, for like 3 games in a row, Luke Shaw looked off the pace. Still remains our first choice left back despite the arrival of Telles last summer. Harry Maguire, I think he's improved. He's had his good games, he's had his bad games. It was a big miss though towards the end of last season. Harry Maguire obviously has got ligament damage in his ankle. He sustained the ankle injury in our 3-1 win against Aston Villa. Serious injury. We overpaid for Maguire though. We got him in a deal worth £80 million from Leicester. He's the most expensive centre-half in the world at the moment, and he's the second most expensive signing at the club, just behind Pogba. Eric Bailly, I think he's a very, very good centre-half, but he's injury prone, so in that aspect he is a liability. And Wan-Bissaka, he's also a very, very good right back. Defensively he's always been superb, but Wan-Bissaka's got to show a lot more in the attacking third of the pitch. But there was some games last season where he showed some good attacking intent. No, going out soon. And Wan-Bissaka's endured 2 full seasons now at Man United. We got him in a deal worth £50 million from Palace in the summer of 2019. Obviously, Solskjaer has his reservations about Bissaka. That's why we try to get a right back in, because Wan-Bissaka is the only recognised senior right back. But he's one of the best right backs we've had since Gary Neville. Dean Henderson's also a very good goalkeeper. He did well in a lot of the games he was in goal for last season. Man United made the right decision putting Dean Henderson as number 1. So, there you go. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is our best manager since Ferguson. Because in certain aspects he has brought consistency back. And like I said before, I didn't expect Solskjaer to do as well as he has done. He is our 4th permanent manager since Ferguson. We don't really want to sack Solskjaer because we're not really known as a sacking football club, despite us sacking 3 managers. We sacked Moyes, we sacked Van Gaal, and we sacked Jose Mourinho. But Ole knew when he'd taken over at Man United, it was going to be a massive job. And he was inheriting a lot of deadwood. Got rid of a lot of the deadwood, but he's still inheriting some deadwood now. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.